So we will start within 1 minute. We will wait up to 1 minute only and then I will start. Requested to keep notebook and pen with you because today we will discuss. Okay, let me start the recording first. Okay, so please keep notebook and pen with you because today we will discuss the brief on internet, like how the internet works, how the connection is established, how the addresses are assigned, and what are the addresses and how the headers are appended. So we will try to discuss how the communication is established. Whenever you type google.com, at that time how your computer behaves and how the web server of Google respond back to your machine. The process, the entire procedure we will discuss today, and then I will ask the question, the same question, how the internet works, and from your side I want some responses. So today I will try to complete chapter number 1. Chapter 1 is already, the points are already known to you, but as I have said in the previous session that we have to discuss some of the basic concepts and then we can start the next chapter. So I think I have already explained you the lesson planning, the topics, the chapters which will be discussed, which will be covered by me. So by this session I will try to complete the introduction to networks chapter, okay, because we have already discussed the use of computer network, the application of computer network hardware, network software we have discussed. We have also discussed OSI model, TCP/IP model, comparison of OSI and TCP/IP, and then the example network. The example network will be discussed today. So 1.4 and 1.1, the combination of these two points will be discussed today. Okay, the combination, brief on internet and applications and recent trends on computer network. So now if we consider, please listen me carefully, if we consider the TCP/IP protocol stack, okay, if we consider TCP/IP protocol stack, then you are aware that TCP/IP has application layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. Okay, as per the textbook, it has 5 layers: application, transport, network, data link, and physical. So if we consider that TCP/IP is equipped with 5 layers, and if we consider the application layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer, then can I say that application layer, please listen me carefully, application layer, it is the interface between user and network. Okay, I'm providing you the brief one line introduction about all the 5 layers, so that later on you can recall all this and you can associate this with the addresses. Okay, I will try to explain you how the network works, how the internet works. So application layer is the interface between user and network. So we can consider the case of Microsoft Teams. So if I want to send the voice signal, if I want to conduct the online lecture, if I want to conduct the online session, then for that I have to use the application, and that application is Microsoft Teams. Right now I am using Microsoft Teams. So Microsoft Teams works at an application layer. We are using TCP/IP protocol stack. We are using TCP/IP, and I have already informed if you consider me, if you consider my computer as a sender, and if you consider your computer as a receiver, then I am invoking application layer first. So at the application layer, I am invoking Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams helps me to put the data on the network. Okay, the data, it means voice signal, the voice which I am transmitting. Application layer is the interface between user and network. So yes, it is the interface between user and network. So as a user, if I want to interact with the network, then I have to follow application layer first because I am sender. Then my application layer, my Microsoft Teams application communicates with the transport layer. Transport layer of my computer communicates with the network layer to data link to physical. So top to bottom approach is followed in my device, and at your side you have to follow bottom to top approach. So physical layer will come into the action first at your side, then data link, then network, then transport, and then application. So the point is, whenever the application layer communicates with the transport layer, whenever the application layer communicates with the transport layer, let me show you one topology, and with the help of that particular topology we will try to learn how the internet works, how the addresses are assigned, and how the communication is established. So how the communication is established, we will try to learn with the help of one topology. So let me draw one simple topology, and I think the knowledge about router and the knowledge about switch and other devices, network devices you have, if we consider that you have the basic or primary knowledge. So I will try to take the topology by following the case of internet. So generally in internet you will find the same type of topology. So so parallelly I am drawing the topology, but the screen is not shared with you, so you are not able to see the topology. Topology is not visible to you, but let me complete the topology first and then I will show you the topology. So now let me show you the topology. I think the topology is visible to you now. This is the case of internet. In internet you will find the same type of topology. Instead of two routers, I have shown you two routers over here. In internet you may have more than two routers. Okay, it is possible that you may have more than two routers. So if we follow this topology, then we can consider that PC0 is your device. It can be mobile phone, it can be desktop, it can be laptop. So PC0 is a client, and this topology is using TCP/IP protocol stack. So if this topology is using TCP/IP protocol stack, then computer is equipped with TCP/IP and server Google's web server. You can see the Google's web server is there. So Google's web server is also using TCP/IP protocol stack. Now client computer wants to access www.google.com. So if client computer wants to access www.google.com, and if we consider that this topology is following TCP/IP protocol stack, then client has to use some protocol at the application layer client is using application, transport, network, data link and physical, and server is using the same topology, same protocol. Server is using the same protocol. So let me consider that this client computer is using TCP/IP protocol stack. So client is using TCP/IP protocol stack by following top to bottom approach, and server is using TCP/IP protocol stack by following bottom to top approach. So in this particular case, application layer of PC0, it has to use some protocol, and the protocol which is used by the client at the application layer is HTTP protocol. Then client uses TCP, then client uses IP, then client uses LLC plus MAC, and then client will have the information available in terms of binary bits at the physical layer, and server is following the reverse approach. So application layer HTTP protocol, transport layer TCP protocol, network layer IP protocol, data link layer LLC and MAC protocol, and at the physical layer you have 1010. So if you have any question, any query in this basic topology, then you can ask me. Do you have any question in this topology? Let me save it as basic.pkt. Okay, in packet tracer the files are saved with .pkt extension. So if you have any question, any query in this topology, the topology which is available on your screen, then you can ask me the question. Do you have any question in this topology? I have considered PC0 wants to access google.com. Okay, so it can be Google's web server. In our case, it is Google's web server, but it can be any other web server as well. Any other web server it can be, because if you type facebook.com, if you type any other URL, then based on the URL, the web server is required to provide response. Okay, so client wants to access google.com and server is able to provide. Server is equipped with the google.com home page. So client and server can communicate. Now the client uses HTTP, because you all know very well, if you want to access a web page, if you want to access web page, then without using HTTP we cannot access the web page. So HTTP is used at the application layer, then HTTP communicates with TCP. You can see, please try to see here in the topology, HTTP has to communicate with TCP, TCP has to communicate with IP, and IP has to communicate with LLC and MAC. LLC and MAC, it means you are, if you are the part of some LAN, if you are the part of some local area network, or if you have connected your computer with a switch or router, then in your computer at the data link layer you have to use logical link control protocol and medium access control protocol. Okay, by default, if you are using LAN card, if you have a LAN card, if you have NIC card, then a LAN card or NIC card supports LLC and MAC protocol at the data link layer. So at the data link layer you have logical link control protocol and medium access control protocol. The same scenario, the same process is followed by the server, but server follows this process in reverse order. So IP communicates with LLC and MAC, and then LLC and MAC, whatever the data which you have at the data link layer, that data will be converted into 1010 binary format. Server receives the data in 1010, then server's physical layer communicates with the server's data link layer, then data link to network. So at server side, LLC and MAC communicates with IP. At server side, IP communicates with TCP. At server side, TCP communicates with HTTP. And then server receives the request and then server will provide response back to the client. Now I have one question which comes in my mind, and that question is, if you consider transport layer, then you all know that transport layer assigns port address. If you consider network layer, then network layer assigns IP address. And if you consider data link layer, then data link layer assigns physical address or MAC address. Let us consider it as MAC address. Okay, MAC address or physical address, both are same. So transport layer assigns port address and the length of the port address is 16 bits. Please write this in your notebook because this is the most important point. The length of the port address is 16 bit. The length of the IP address is 32 bits. It is already known to you. Or it can be 128 bits if it is IPv6 address. Data link layer assigns MAC address and the length of the MAC address is 48 bits. So please write this in your notebook. Transport layer assigns port address and the length of the port address is 16 bits. Network layer assigns IP address and the length of the IP address is 32 bits or 128 bits, and data link layer assigns MAC address and the length of the MAC address is 48 bits. If I say this, the data link layer assigns MAC address and the MAC address will be always static. Network layer assigns IP address and then IP address. That IP address can be static or it can be dynamic. And transport layer assigns port address and that port address can be static or it can be dynamic. So, are you able to explain me that why I have considered transport layers or transport layers port address as static or dynamic? Why I have considered IP address as static or dynamic, and why I have considered data link layers MAC address as static? What do you mean by all this? Because to learn how the internet works, you should have the knowledge about port address, then you should have the knowledge about IP address, and then you should have the knowledge about MAC address. Now let me show you how you can get the value of the port address. So to explain you how we can derive the value of the port address, let me share one another screen, and this screen is the screen of the command prompt. Okay, now you can see, if I type netstate command, I think you have the knowledge about netstate command. If I type network statistic netstate command in the command prompt, or on the command prompt, if I type netstate command and if I press the enter key, it will show me the network statistic. So you can see protocol, local address, foreign address and state. So with protocol, the next field is local address. So in the local address field, you can see that one IP address is given 127.0.0.1. Then one value is given 50402. I am discussing the first line. Okay, the very first line output. If you consider, then 127.0.0.1, then colon you have 50402. This value 50402 is the port address. It is the port address which it is showing. So if you want to check, if you want to derive the value of the port addresses which are used right now, then you can execute the netstate command on the command prompt and you can get the value of the port address. So IP address is there, port address is available on your screen now. So if I type netstate command, then it will show me the port addresses which are used in my machine. It is possible that my computer, or you all know very well that whenever you attach any computer in LAN, whenever you connect any computer in network, then by default that computer will send some packets and it will receive some packets. Okay, it is the normal process, routine process. So whether you are sending data or not, computer will send some packet and it will receive some packet. So by default some communication is going on in the background, and because of that communication, computer uses some port addresses, some source port addresses and some destination port addresses. So by default, or whenever you type netstate command, you will get some list in terms of port addresses and IP addresses, because the background process is going on. So to derive the value of the port address, to check which protocol is used at the transport layer, you can execute netstate command. In the output, you can see I have typed netstate command 2 times. In both the cases, at the transport layer, all entries shows us that TCP protocol is used at the transport layer, and all entries shows us that IP addresses which are used by my computer, those IP addresses are 127.0.0.1, 172.16.16.71. So some list of IP addresses are available with which my computer has communicated, and some port addresses are available. So those port addresses are used for the communication. So if you have any question, any query related with the output which is available on your screen, then you can ask me the question. Do you have any question related with the port address, how to find the port address? Feel free to ask me the question. Port address is assigned by the transport layer. IP address is assigned by the network layer, and MAC address, physical address, is assigned by the data link layer. Now, if I want to get the address, then I have to type ipconfig command. It will show me the IP address which is assigned to me. It will show the IP configuration of my computer. So to get the port address, you have to type netstate. To get the IP address, you have to type ipconfig. And to get the MAC address which you have used or which your machine is using, you have to type getMAC command. GetMAC command shows the MAC address used by your device. So if you want to find the port address which are being used in your device, then you have to type netstate. If you want to find your IP address, then you have to type ipconfig. And if you want to find your MAC address, the MAC address which your device is using, then you have to type getMAC command. Now, let me show you the topology again so that I can explain you how the network works, how the internet works. So I hope that now the topology is available on your screen. Don't think about the configuration, because configuration is not required over here. Here, the important point which we have to learn is how the value of the source port and destination port is assigned, how the value of source IP and destination IP is assigned, and how the value of source MAC address and destination MAC address is assigned. So HTTP to TCP communication, then TCP to IP, IP to LLC MAC, and LLC MAC to the binary. So now the question which I want to ask you is, what will be the value of source port and destination port for the topology which is available on your screen? Can you tell me the value of source port equals to what and destination port equals to what? And let us assume that the client computer is using IP address 172.16.0.12 and server computer is using IP address 103.0.10.1. The MAC address of the client is, I'm assuming the MAC address because the MAC address is always written in the hexadecimal format, but I am assuming that the MAC address of the client computer is 111 and the MAC address of the server computer is 222. I'm assuming this is just an assumption. Now switch, all the ports of the switch, they are not equipped with the MAC address, but the MAC addresses are available on router's port. All the ports of the router has some valid MAC address. Each and every port of the router has some valid MAC address. So let us consider that the MAC address of the left interface of the router is 333 and MAC address of the right interface of the router, the first router, is 444. MAC address of this router 1's left interface is 555 and MAC address of router 1's right interface is 666. So now in this topology, you have the IP addresses available with you. You have the MAC address. You have the IP address. So whenever the client sends request to the server, what will be the value of the source port and destination port? And whenever the server provides response back to the client, what will be the value of source port and destination port? If you can answer this, then we can say that you have the sufficient knowledge. You have the knowledge of how the internet works. Yes. Yes, who wants to respond? The topology is visible to you, all of you? Yes, can you see the topology?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So now router 0 is available at client side and router 1 is available at server side. It is possible that instead of 2 routers, you can have 5, 10, 15 routers. Maximum 13 routers should be there. Beyond 30 routers, you cannot establish the communication. Okay. And I think you have the idea why there is a limit of 30 router. And if you don't know why there is a limit of 30 routers, then we will explain you at the time of explaining the network layer chapter. Maximum number of hop. In this case, 2 routers are there, so we can consider 2 hops are there. So maximum permissible hop value is 30. And why this constraint is there, that will be explained to you at the time of explaining the network layer. So PC1 IP address is there, MAC address is there, server has IP address and MAC. Now you have to tell me the value of the source port and destination port. And please remember port address ranges from 0 to 65535. Port address ranges from 0 to 65535. It is the range of the port address. And you have the knowledge about port address. The length is 16 bits. network address 32 or 128, data link layer MAC address 48 bits. So now please tell me what will be the value of source port and destination port. And port address, it means the address of, it is the address of hardware or software. And next question is port address. Port address. What is the use of port address? Why it is required? And please try to draw this topology in your notebook. If you have notebook and pen with you, draw this topology, because this topology, whenever you refer this topology, you will have the complete idea about how the internet works, how the network works, and how the addresses are assigned: source port, destination port, source IP, destination IP, source MAC address, destination MAC address. So my next question to all of you, please listen me carefully. Please listen me carefully. What do you think process to process communication is required in this case, in the case which is available on your screen? For this topology, what do you think the port address and process to process communication? Just a minute, just a minute. So process to process communication is required in the case of network. In the case of network, process to process communication is there or not? And what do you think? Can we consider HTTP as a process? Can we consider TCP as process? Can we consider IP as process? So process to process communication is required over here. And next question is port address, which is assigned by the transport layer. It is the address of some interface, some hardware. Port address is the hardware's address, or what? Please try to answer these two questions. I want some responses from your side. Yes.
It's not an hardware thing. It's a software thing. It is used to like realize what process is asking for the data.
Correct. Port address is not the address of hardware. So this point is clear. Now the next point is process to process communication. In the case of network, process to process communication is required. Process to process communication is established in network. Process to process communication is exist in the network. What is your answer for this? What is your answer for this?
Can you repeat the question?
The question is, in the case of computer network, where you have multiple devices, available and they are communicating with each other. So my question is, process to process communication is established? Is it available in network? Is it there? Process to process communication is exist in network, computer network? Because you might have heard about process to process communication in operating system subject, and if you have not learned, then I think you are aware, in C language or in C++ language or in any other language, programming language, whenever you type the code, whenever you create the file .c or .cpp or .java file or consider any other extension. So whenever you create the file, assume that you have created one.c. So one.c is a program. One.c is a program. Whenever you compile it and whenever you run it, whenever you press Alt F9 and Control F9, if there is no syntax error, if there is no single error exists in your program one.c, so whenever you execute it, whenever you run it, that program will become word process. So process is the part of the program which is executed by the processor. That is a process. So Microsoft Teams, right now we are using Microsoft Teams. So we are using Microsoft Teams at the application layer, and it is a process because it is being executed by my processor and it is being executed by your processor, so that we are able to listen each other. So process exists in my machine, process is exist in your machine. I am using TCP/IP, you are using TCP/IP. So process to process communication is there in the case of the TCP/IP protocol or not? If it is there, then initially tell me which process will be executed first and which process communicates with which particular process in the topology which is available on your screen. You have to consider sender first. You have to consider client in your mind because client is initiating the communication. Client wants the home page of Google. Client wants home page of Google. So tell me which process will be invoked by the client first. The answer is available on your screen. Answer is there on your screen. Think about it. Intentionally, I am providing you the time so that you can think about the process which will be invoked by the client first. Now let me add 3 important keywords over here because explanation of this is also required at the time of explaining the how the network works. Segment, packet and frame. Segment, packet and frame. Tell me, process to process communication is exist in our topology or not? And don't consider this topology as the exact topology of the internet, because in internet I have already said that in internet you can have multiple routers, but for the explanation purpose and to explain you in a more simple way, I have considered that only 2 routers are there, but it can be more than 2. But actually the working, the fundamental remains same. Okay, every router is equipped with some port and every port of the router represents one MAC address. And let me show you router 0. If I click on router 0 and if I click on the port left port, okay, then you can see the MAC address is there 0002.16ba.6001. Left interface of router 0. and right interface of router 0 is also equipped with one MAC address. So every router, okay, let me share the entire screen so that you can get the idea. Okay, I'm clicking on router 0, and then on router 0, two ports are active in router 0. So if I click on left port, gigabit Ethernet, fast Ethernet or gigabit Ethernet 00, then you can see the port address is there. MAC address is there of left interface of router 0. It is 002.16.b. I have highlighted the part .6001. And if I click on router 0 again, and if I select the right interface of router 0, then also it is equipped with one MAC address 002.16ba.6002. So the aim is to explain you the MAC address associated with each and every port of router. Okay, so two ports are used of router 0, so two MAC addresses are there. Two ports are used of router 1, so two MAC addresses are there. But for the explanation purpose, I have considered 333, 444, 555, 666 as the MAC address. If you click on the switch has, yes, 24 fast Ethernet ports are there, but if you select individual port, you will not find any MAC address associated with the ports which are available on switch. Okay, MAC addresses are not there on switch, so that's why I have not considered any MAC address over here, and I have not considered MAC address in the server side switch as well. So yes, if you have any question, any query up to the points which I have discussed, then you can ask me. Feel free to ask me the questions if you have, because your next lecture is scheduled at 11:10. So I have to stop here, and we will continue the discussion of this topology in the next lecture. So do you have any question up to this in the topology configuration, in the addresses which we have assigned, or the statements which I have written over here, the statements which are available on your screen, the statistics, the data which I have typed, transport layer, network layer, data link layer? Feel free to ask me the questions if you have any question, any query. So I have already marked your attendance. So if no further queries are there, then I can end the session. So do you have any question? Yes, any question, any query, please acknowledge so that I can end the session. Okay, let me stop the recording first. And please try to download these recording, the recording of today's session. Please try to download it and please save it in your device, because this recording will help you to learn or to know about how the network works. So if no further questions are there, then let me end the session over here. Thank you very much for joining this session. Now you can leave. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.